What's up, Builders Club TV Nation? You got Dewan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad. Man, I am fired up and excited about the guest that we got for you tonight on the show tonight. We got Ashton Henry on the show, Builders Club TV family, a phenomenal individual doing some amazing things out here in these internet streets. You know how we do it, family. We got him here for you tonight, an entrepreneur, business mentor, CEO of Ashton Henry Financial. We get the opportunity to talk to him, pick his brain a little bit. You know how we do it, family. We're going to try to steal as many golden nuggets as we can from the gentleman. Let me get myself on camera so you can see me. Family, want to thank everybody for subscribing to the show. Thank you for telling everyone about the show. Let's get it out here. Let's let everyone know that the Builders Club TV Nation is finally here. We got Ashton Henry on the show. Let's get him on camera. Ashton, can you hear me okay? We can hear you loud and clear. Let me get you on camera so the rest of the family can hear you live and direct. Here you go. What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
I'm great. Yourself?
Awesome, man. We're excited about having you on the show tonight. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Awesome, man. You got a very powerful story. I'm excited for the Builders Club TV family to hear that story. We've been able to talk to a lot of successful people in the industry working from home like yourself, and we've been hearing some amazing stories, and it's really about inspiration. So we thank you for coming on again. We like to, what we do is we get into the Builders Club TV time machine, Henry or Ashton, and we start talking about what you've been able to do as far as your past, and how you got started and why you chose the path that you chose. Can you jump into the time machine with us tonight and talk to us about your path to success?
Absolutely, man. I definitely want to give it back to you, man, for putting this platform together, giving individuals the opportunity to share their story, which is going to be an inspiration for many other people that's coming up in the industry and just in life on a whole. So kudos to you and putting this platform together, sir.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot coming from you, man. So let's dig right in, man. Tell us, what was life like for Ashton Henry before you discovered the work from home industry?
Well, man, I came to the U.S. 15 years ago on a soccer scholarship. Went to school for 2 years in Iowa. Then I transferred to New York, played Division I soccer. It was always a struggle. I came here literally $257 in my pocket and a backpack. Wow. Then it wasn't even sure where I was going to be sleeping or anything like that. I remember in college, I even had to clean toilets to pay my way through college because I actually lost my scholarship. No fault of mine. Wow. The coach that brought me to the U.S. actually took a head coaching job at a different school, and the new coach gave the scholarship money that I was supposed to get the following year to someone else. And wow. I had two options, man: either go back to Grenada or clean toilets. I'm still here, so you know what I did. Wow. I ended up cleaning toilets, and I remember actually the first time, man, the first day I went to work as a janitor on the campus. Mm-hmm. And it was really difficult because I was also the captain of the soccer team. And I remember just sitting there crying, and just thinking to myself, that's not what I came here for. But it was a means to an end. It's something I had to do, and it was a part of my story that I just had to go through, which helped me build a lot of strength and character during those days. Eventually after graduating from college, I moved to Miami after picking up an injury, which shattered my aspirations of going professional, and moving here. I started working. My first job here in Miami, I was actually working construction because I didn't have the legal documents to work. After I lost my chance at going pro, I was on an H1N1 visa. Then I pretty much was out of status and all that. So, but just it was just a day-to-day grind, working construction. But even though I was doing construction, I just always had the mindset of, this is not my final destination. There is something bigger ahead for me, and I'm going to keep fighting and pushing and keep working to create the life that I actually wanted for myself and my family.
Did you always have this mindset, Ashton? I mean, coming from another part of the world, right? Playing soccer, that was your original passion, right?
Right.
You played some professional soccer, and and then you moved to Miami. How did you stay focused? What kept you away from the party life in Miami when you came here?
Well, I mean, I mean, the party life was there. You know, we had fun when we were younger and stuff. You know, my friends being here, but man, I was always trying to figure it out. You know, because coming here to the U.S., it was just me. I don't have any family members here. It was just me
Wow.
trying to figure it out. You know, so um, I was one of those guys that just wherever I felt like I could make some money or I feel like there was an environment that somebody could teach me something, I'll just show up. I didn't care what it was. Actually, my first corporate America job in Miami, I saw this ad online, and they were marketing a marketing position, and I went out. It was actually a sales job. I just thought to myself, I'm like, man, I just drove an hour, and it's a sales job. You know what? I'll just do it. And it was the best thing I did because it gave me the experience that I needed to build that tough skin to face rejection. You know, it's literally doing door-to-door sales, um, selling Miami Heat tickets and certs and you know different offers that the company had. But that really helped me build uh, just a resilient character to go out there, and even when people tell me no, just keep pushing forward. You know, those are the days that really helped me build my character, man. And I remember walking in the hot sun in Miami. You know, partying was at the last thing on my mind because I just wanted to make sure I could be able to take care of my family. You know, me and my wife, we had a newborn son at the time. And eventually I started working at a college, actually, Brown Mackie College as admissions representative. And it, I remember initially when I first started with the company, it was a struggle getting the process. But after about 6 months of working there, I actually became the number one admissions representative in the college, and then eventually became number one admissions representative in the East Coast, and then overall in the company. And they started flying me around to educate and teach other admissions representatives how to be more efficient at their job. They started paying for my master's degree. But it got to a point, man, after 4 years of doing it, it got to a point where it was always more bills than money at the end of the month. You know, it was a very, very competitive nature environment. You know, being in admissions, it was a month by month semester. So every month was a new semester. So you're as good as your last month with that company. So you really force people to produce, and at the same time, it was also a revolving door. I saw so many people come in and lose their jobs within a couple months because they were not able to keep up with just the overall demand of the college to keep their door open. And I remember one day I met this gentleman. You know, it's kind of funny, but he was driving a Bentley. Just being transparent, he was driving a Bentley. I was coming from the store, and I said to him, I said, "Nice car, man." And he said, "Thank you." And he said, "You know, typically people just look at me and hate on my car." I'm like, "Man, I got to hate on your car. That's your car. I don't know what you did to get that car. You work hard or whatever the case is, right?" And I asked him, I said, "What do you do for a living?" He said, "He do taxes." And I just literally said to him, I said, "Can you mentor me? Can you mentor me in the tax business?" And he said, "If you're serious, yeah." And literally, I thought about it, and about a week later, I gave my resignation at the college, and I went to his office for him to teach me to learn how to do taxes, and that's how I actually got into the tax industry. Did that for a couple months with him, and eventually ventured off and started my own, and you know, build my business from there.
Wow. So, I mean, a lot of people wouldn't do that. A lot of people wouldn't ask for mentorship, you know? And so I imagine that took a little bit of bravery to ask somebody who's obviously successful, "Hey, will you teach me? Will you mentor me? Will you show me how you do what you do," right? And so you started off in the tax industry, but eventually that had to lead you to where you are now. So what happened in between that time?
Yeah, you know, I think mentorship, man, is huge, you know, because you can skip so many years of learning. Um, there's a lot of pitfalls you can avoid, and mentorship just helps you save a lot of time, energy, and money altogether. So as far as, you know, what was the question again?
Basically, you know, when you got started in the tax industry, you branched or you ventured out on your own. But obviously that experience led you to where you are today. So we kind of want to find out how you got introduced to the work from home industry. And before you answer that, Builders Club TV family, we must commend this gentleman because he's an example of dedication. You know, you may not be able to tell, but he is kind of suffering with allergies, right? So he's got allergies going on, but he's still focused. He's still dedicated to bring you the value, to give you the nuggets. And that's true dedication. That's when you really really know that somebody really wants to see you win when they're willing to do what it takes, even if they're suffering with allergies. So we definitely commend you and appreciate you suffering through the allergies, man, to give us these nuggets.
Yeah, man. Again, you asked me, to jump on, and I just, I'm struggling right now, but it doesn't matter, man. My story can help somebody else take their life to the next level, and also, excuse me for what's going on over here.
Man, it's family. The Builders Club TV is family. You know what I mean? So we definitely can understand, and we just appreciate you coming on and sharing the wisdom. So let's talk about that. How were you introduced to the work from home industry? Let's fast forward a little bit and talk about that.
Yeah, it's a funny story. Actually, I met this young lady one time, and at the time I was really fit because I was still playing soccer and so forth after my knees got better. And she actually introduced me to this product. It was a weight loss product. And at the time, I didn't really need the product. I just kind of used it. But that was really my introduction to the work from home industry. I remember they had this other product, and I went to a hair salon and actually told the young ladies in there about the product and everything like that. And about 5 of them wanted the product. And it's kind of funny, but it was a garment, a body shaper. And literally in one day, just from that business, I was able to make about, I think it was about $2,500.
Wow.
Just getting started? Huh?
Just getting started at the beginning, you were able to do that?
Yeah, because
wow.
about 9 of the women bought the products. It was just like quick cash. I was like, oh, okay, this is crazy.
It's a wrap.
And I called a young lady back, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And it was just a great experience. I learned a lot. But eventually, I started focusing more on my tax business because it was growing, and it's a business that's always gonna be around taxes.
Yeah.
So
I
just give all my energy and focus into that. The company, there was some things going on with the company I didn't like, and I decided to focus on my business. And then eventually I got introduced to the business that I'm in right now. But over the years, try different things, and some work, some didn't work. But just keep pushing forward, kept my business, and when an opportunity, if it aligned with what I was already doing in the tax business, then I was open to taking a look at it.
Wow. Now, would you say that, as far as your success in this industry, would you say it came pretty easy for you, or were there some dark times?
No, it wasn't easy at all, man. It wasn't easy. It was some dark times. I remember, being laughed at, and then,
wow.
People ask me, "Oh, you're a millionaire yet?" and all that, But
oh man.
Well, talking about dark times, man. I remember at one point, after tax season in 1 year, the money that we had saved up, pretty much we went through our savings, and it got to a point, man, where I couldn't even keep the lights on.
Wow.
I remember we literally lost everything, bro. And we got to a point where we had to move back into my in-laws' house, which was like the most demasculating thing I've ever experienced, because
wow.
having your own with your family and so forth, having to move your stuff literally into a room, had to put a lot of stuff in storage.
Wow.
And it was tough, because again, I had a son, and just want to be the best example for him. So that was a really tough pill for me to swallow. And I remember the power company showed up at my house, and I asked him, "Hey, can you just keep the light on for a couple more minutes so I can just make some hot water for my son?"
Wow.
And he just turned it off, man. And I remember literally sitting there just crying,
man.
And I said to myself at that moment, that would never happen to me again. I'll never make my family experience anything like that again. And literally, my hustle just really went into overdrive. Like literally just ignite my hustle, man. Just went out there. I took no excuses, just stop building.
Wow. Was there any, doubt going on in your mind, insecurity in your mind? Was the devil dancing in your head because of all the things that was going on in the midst of you trying to build the business?
Yeah, man, it's always, your mind is always running. There's always things. There are several times I wanted to quit and just But I just had this thing, man. Since I already left my job, I was not going to go back and work for anybody else. I was not going to go back and get a job. So me and my wife made the decision. She had a full-time job working with the government. So I said, you know what? You keep the full-time job, and I'll just work and build something, build a business that eventually I can help you retire from that job. And that's exactly what we did.
Man, shout out to your wife, man, for holding it down while you go
Yeah,
out there
man,
and
she
build
hold
it.
it down, bro. She hold it down. I remember, again, I remember for like, I think it was like 2 years, man. 2 years. I didn't work for anyone, just trying to figure things out. And she was holding it down, bro. She was paying all the bills. And I appreciate her so much, man, because, you know, that time in my life, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now.
Shout out to all the wives out there that's holding it down so we can go out there and build something great, something big, right? Let me ask you this, man. You know, now that you've been able to create the success, right? Now you've been through all the tough times, the dark times, and now you've been able to experience not only success for yourself, but success for a lot of people, you know, having a team of thousands of people, literally being one of the top earners in your company, having your own company. I mean, you've been featured on shows like the Steve Harvey Show, Grant Cardone. I mean, what does it feel like now when you think back, all that you've been through? What does it feel like to know how far you've come?
Man, you know, it's kind of crazy, but, you know, for the people out there, I was sharing that with a friend of mine the other day. I was telling him, I said, you know, on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't seem like your life is really changing. You know, everything is happening on a day-to-day basis. But when you look back years later, you see how much your life changed, right?
Yeah.
When you're going through the process of building, even, you know, having success, like on a day-to-day basis, yeah, you might go from, you know, a nicer car to a nicer house or have more money in your bank account, but the day-to-day grind is still the same. And then you look back years later, and you're like, wow, I've come far. Yeah. So my hope is I just had my head down, man. I just had my head down. And even with some of the experiences I've had and some of the interviews and exposure that I've had, I just look at it as stepping stones for something bigger that's ahead. You know, it's all about just leveraging those things and not making it get to my head and being as humble as possible, because I understand that, you know, things could change drastically at a dime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just stay humble, point to as much people as possible, the people who actually want to learn and want to grow, and just not make the success get to my head, man, but we've been able to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And now just being able to take care of my family the way I want to is a great experience. You know, I'm the first person in my family to come to the U.S. As far as, you know, a soccer scholarship. I'm the first person with a degree in my family. I'm the first to earn 6 figures. I'm the first to even be a 7-figure earner in my family. So
wow.
it's just amazing.
Wow.
But at the same time, I'm just looking at this like, you know what? I'm the first of 5. So my brothers and sisters, I'm always trying to show them, you know, if I could do it, you could do it. You know, my family's in Montreal and Toronto and back in Grenada, my brothers and sisters. But again, I'm just trying to show them, you know, I went through this process. You can, and anybody that's around me for that matter. Yeah. If you're around me, my goal is just to make you to realize that you can do this too. I have no excuses. I came here with $257. What's your excuse?
Wow. That is crazy, man. Let me ask you, because you're talking about family business, and a lot of times, you know, one of the popular conversations that, you know, are going on out there, people always talk about, you know, hey, my family's not joining my business. You were able to go out there and create a 6-figure, 7-figure business, right? Did you do it with your family? Is your family in your business, or are they not?
Well, not really, man. You know, I want to say family. You know, family. The definition for family is completely different. You don't have to be just blood, but I'm talking about, you know, friends that you're close with and so forth.
Yeah.
What I tell people all the time, you know, you want to share the information with them up front, but a lot of times they don't support you. For whatever reason, you know, they might have preconceived notions of you. They may not be, they may not look up to you as a business person. You know, you started something new, and they already know that they see you every day. So they know your struggles, they know your failures, they know that you're not making money, you're still calling them, asking them for money borrowed and all that type of stuff, right? Yeah. So what I did, to be honest with you, was I went and spoke to strangers. I went and spoke to strangers. I presented myself the best way possible, you know, clean shirt, nice suit. You know, as a matter of fact, I didn't have the nicest suit, but I just looked presentable initially. I'll go to professionals, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, tax professionals, insurance agents. All these professionals actually need um, or have clients that need our service, right?
Yeah.
So what I quickly learned is that when you meet a brand new person, whatever you share with them, they take that, they don't have any preconceived notions of it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
You share the information with them, they validate it, and then they respond that if they want to do it or not. With your family members, they take you through this whole hoop. You know, you got to jump through a lines then, and you do all types of crazy stuff to get them on board with what you're doing. It's more like you're trying to convince rather than with your family. You're more convincing them. But when you convince someone to join your business, you always have to keep convincing them to do stuff. You have to convince them to make calls. You have to convince them to come to the meetings. You have to convince them to show up, right? You have to convince them just to get out of bed. With people that's already business minded, you don't have to do that because they're just successful people are always looking for a way to diversify or a way that can help them get their time back. Because you have a lot of people that have success, but they have no time. You have some people that have success, but they also want something else. They want the next source of income that can actually help them, take their lives to the next level. So I just found a way to connect with people. I learned as much as I can about different industries. So when I presented my products and services, it was more of this complements your business rather than me trying to convince them to join my business.
Wow, that's good stuff, man. Something's jumping out at me that I do want to ask you because hearing your story and your journey, it doesn't seem like you've been afraid to go out there and go get what you wanted. You asked the successful gentleman to mentor you. You weren't afraid to put the suit on. Become get presentable and go out there and talk to the insurance agent, the real estate agent. But other individuals, they may have the go-getter inside of them, but still letting fear stop them. Do you have any advice, Ashton, for people who are letting fear stop them?
Well, I look at it this way. In the beginning, it's always no, right? If you didn't reach out to me, right?
Oh yeah.
It's no. So my thing is, you can take a chance, you can say something to someone, and now it's a 50-50 chance. Right? I could meet a brand new person right now, and that person could be the next superstar in my business, but if I never said anything, then it's no. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But I open my mouth and say something to that person, now I have a 50-50 chance of that person coming on board in my business. It's not about you. There's a lot of times where you're going to be uncomfortable. You got to get used to being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because it's not about you being scared about someone joining your business. You got to think about the big picture. What is your why? You're trying to create financial freedom for your family. You're trying to create a legacy for yourself and your family. Right? So you can't let your fear stop you from going after your goals and dreams. Because, there's a quote out there. It says, fear is false evidence appearing real. Right? You, a lot of people's fears, what I've noticed, most people have fear when they're not confident with the information. If you're confident about your products and service, guess what? And you can transfer that information to someone effectively, you're not going to be scared to talk to anyone because it'll just become natural. So I tell people all the time, if you learn about your products and your services that you offer in whatever business you're a part of, if you know your business, then you can have a conversation. A lot of times you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. It doesn't mean that you have to tell them everything, but you can say enough to pique their interest to get them on board. So you have to, connect with people, get around other people that's having success, get around people that can show you what it be to make calls or how to speak the language of different, whatever field you're in. You can't allow fear to stop you from going after your goals and dreams because, again, you're the one that's struggling, you're the one that's suffering because you're letting fear stop you.
Wow. That's good stuff, man. I knew that Mr. Ashton Henry would bring the pain tonight, family. I hope everyone's taking notes. Make sure you like this video and share it. Obviously, it's going to inspire a lot of people. The last thing I want to ask you, obviously, is about, now that you, again, have achieved the success and the goals, and you're still working on other things, right, to evolve as a business person, entrepreneur. But how do you enjoy success now that you're able to do that, with your family? How do you enjoy success now? How do you take a load off when you're not engaged in the business?
Well, you know, to be able to, take your family on vacations and, just experience life on a next level. It's just been amazing, man. Just, taking trips, and it's been great. But we know exactly where we are, and we understand that we're not where we used to be as far as struggling, but we're in a sweet spot where we understand that this is just the tip of the iceberg and we're building. So we have an understanding of the family. We're building something. Yes, we can take breaks and have fun, but we're building. So my thing is that we want to get as much out of this as possible, as fast as possible, and also just to help other people. The only way we can do that is by helping other people take their lives to the next level. So that's really been our focus, because you don't want to get to a point where you're having success and someone might be just starting their journey, but you so caught up in the success itself and not really necessarily helping other people that started their journey. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And they're relying on you to help them through the process. They're looking to you for inspiration, or even as a mentor. If you're not plugged into your business or not plugged into your system, then unless you have an amazing system running where people can plug into a specific system, then that's great. But people always want to be able to connect with you. And I remember when I was growing up in the industry, I would go to events and stuff like that, and I would try to connect with the people that's earning ridiculous amount of money and just having success, because I wanted to learn from them.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to hold their bag or wait for everybody to speak to them so I can get a chance just to ask them a question, or just because, again, those little things, man, make a big difference. Just helping people. I remember one time I was talking to this guy, and I just so happened to be downstairs. I was at a hotel. We had an event, and he walked up to me. He said, "You know what? I wanted to talk to you about something. I'm coming from the streets, and you're the only person I feel like I can connect with in this business, and this is my struggle right now." And I took, I was just downstairs to get some water, man, and I think I spoke to him for about an hour and a half, just talking to him.
Wow.
And I remember about 2 weeks later, or a month later, that gentleman hit me up, and he was just like, "Man, you have no idea how that simple conversation changed the course of my life, and this is what I'm doing now." So you have no idea how, a conversation or giving somebody advice can help them just put them on a whole different part, a different trajectory with their entire life. So I don't take those things lightly. The position that I'm in right now, I'm grateful, honestly, really happy about the things I've been able to do, but I'm always in grinding mode so we can create more success and help more people cross the finish line.
Wow.
And there's really no finish line, the finish line in the sense of you want to get people from one place to a next, but there's always a next level. There's always a next level. You have people that's making $100,000 a year and they walk around with it arrogantly, and you have people that's making $100,000 a month. You have people that's making $100,000 a week, right? The higher you go, you're gonna realize that if you stay where you are, if you become comfortable at the position, then you're gonna run the risk of losing everything. So you always have to take yourself to a higher level. If you're making $100,000 a year, you got to get with people that's making $250,000, $100,000, or $1 million a year. Because again, if you are at that level where you're the only one that's making money, or you're the one that's making the most money in that circle, you're not really learning. You're not really growing. You're connect with people that's doing exceptionally well, way better than you, because now it's gonna force you to level up. Now, because again, you have people let's say you're connecting with someone that's making $1 million a year, and you're making $100,000 doing the same thing. Guess what? A simple conversation or tweaks here and there could help you take your business and just take your life and your income to another level, because you're listening to someone that has the experience that can show you how you can tweak certain things in your business or even in your life that could take you to the next level.
Wow. Speaking of helping people, man, how is Ashton Henry helping people these days?
Well, I do a lot of, with my company, we do a lot of seminars and one-on-one coaching, webinars, conference calls, overall, we're the credit business, and it's always just helping people, with our business. The great thing about it is that so many people need our service, and we're helping people get into homes, rebuild their life because of poor choices they've made in the past, get approved for cars, business loans, all those great things. And the business has just been a great venture. It's one thing to make money and make lots of money. Everybody want to make money, but it's a whole other feeling when you're making money and you're actually truly helping people, and those people are calling you saying, "Hey, I was able to get that car. Hey, I was able to get that house. Hey, I was able to
Right.
get a business loan
Right.
because of the service that you provide for me and my family." And that's really it's icing on the cake, man, because it's a gratifying feeling to know that you actually help somebody take their lives to the next level in that manner.
That's amazing. Ashton, will you go ahead and give out your social media and your website in case the family wants to, get in touch?
Absolutely. So you can connect with me on Instagram at Ashton M Henry. That's Ashton M Henry. My website is ashtonhenryfinancial.com. Facebook Ashton Henry.
Awesome, awesome. And we will link that information in the description of this video, family. You know how we do it. We're going to let you make it and let you go, Ashton. We definitely appreciate you having you on the show. We definitely got to have you back for our Builders Club TV live chat series that we're going to debut soon here. That's when we'll actually go live at this point. And now the audience, they become the interviewer instead of myself. They get a chance to ask questions, speak to an actual mentor, someone who's out there crushing it. And so it's an opportunity for them to speak directly to someone who they can get a ton of advice from. Also, we have the Builders Club TV Day in the Life, and that's basically like the lifestyles of the rich and famous for the network marketing industry. That's where we turn on the camera and you show the lifestyle, you show whatever you want to show us, but it's about inspiration, motivation, and belief. And we get a chance to steal some more of those golden nuggets that you have so many. So we want to definitely have you back on the show, man.
Absolutely, man. It would be a pleasure. And again, for anyone that's out there, stay focused, be committed, focus on your growth. That's really, money follows growth. You got to become the best version of yourself in every aspect, from your appearance, the way you do business. You keep growing, money's gonna follow you, and you just learn your business. Learn your business overall. So many times, people want to make money, but they can't or don't know enough about their business that people feel confident enough to join them in business. So focus on your business, focus on getting better at your craft, learn the skill sets, attend events, get with somebody that can actually mentor you, and that would help you save a lot of years. And just stay focused on. It's not necessarily about you. It starts with you, but it's about all the people that can be tied to your story because you decide to go there and go after your goals and dreams.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. Builders Club TV family, Ashton Henry. Next time. Peace.
Awesome.